Okay, so the purpose of this video is just to go through using Arkio in the VR headset and how to use it in the context that our class is using it for viewing 3D CAD models and going inside the models that students design. So just from our main board here, the app that I want to go into is Arkio. So I'm just going to use my trigger on that. So I'm pointing and shooting with my right hand trigger, and it's going to open up Arkio. And now this app is quite a powerful app, and it can be used for a lot of different things. You can see I'm in pass through here, so I can sort of see some elements from the VR headset, and I can obviously see the room I'm in as well. So I can drag and move that around by pointing my hand controller and using the trigger to grab on that and move it around. Now you can see I've got a scene in front of me right here, that green platform. So Arkio can be used for creating content and designing in this space, but we're not using it in that context for this activity. What we're doing is we want to experience what students have designed. So for this particular activity, I'm just going to be going through how we would go through and take a virtual tour of someone's home, then maybe exit that and go into a different home as well. So I've got a range of student models loaded up here. So with this, what I'm going to do first of all is go to the scenes area. Okay, so when I go to scenes, I can see all these tiles appear in front of me. Now I've named them with the names of whose project it is. And so I can point and shoot and click on someone else's, okay? And I'm just going to go to Jana's here. And what I'm going to do is when I've selected hers and it's sitting in front of me and it's bright green or aqua, then I can see her model over here to my left on that big green platform. So if I was to click on Annabelle's, I can see a different model appears there. So I'm going to go back to Jana's, and her model is on the green platform. So now with my hand controllers, I can see them when I put them in front of my face here, and the joystick that sits on top is what I'm going to use to point and shoot and end up on that platform near that small house that you can see. So I'm going to grab my thumb on the joystick and I'm going to point, and as I do that, it gets this arc or this curve, and it allows me to then, when I release this, that's where it's going to transport me to. So I'm going to try and release this maybe just on the other side of her house near the white tree there. I can really put it anywhere on this platform. It probably doesn't really matter. And let's have a look. If I turn around, there's the tree, there's her house. Okay, now keeping in mind this house was loaded when it was half finished, so there's been a lot more that's been completed on it at this stage. But I'm now in the scene. Okay, so I'm in the scene. Now, because I'm in the scene, I could probably do away with this navigation pane here. So I might just click close on that. All right. And again, I've got my panel here that I can drag and move around. All right. But right now I'm interested in going inside that house. So as you can see, with this thumb on the joystick, that's how we get around. So if I point and release, point and release, so you can go quite big distances, okay? Or you can go quite small distances by just pointing down in front of you and releasing. Now, if we had a big enough space, let's say we're in the gym or something, you could walk around this CAD model, or you could walk inside the CAD model. Going upstairs, this feature is going to be helpful, or going up elevations. But if you had the space, you could certainly walk around. But for the sake of the activity that we're doing, we're going to be sitting on a swivel chair. So it allows you to move around easily and rotate. And then we're just going to be using a joystick here to point and shoot to transport ourselves throughout this model, so we can give feedback to the student on the design. Okay. So with that, let's have a look here. Now I can see this is elevated, this platform here. So this is where this becomes handy. I'm going to point and shoot up onto the deck and release. All right, so I'm now standing up on the deck. As you can see, whoops, I fell back through. Let's go back up. Here we go. Ooh, inside the house, as you can see. All right, let's go back outside the house. All right, let's try that again. Okay, I'm on the deck. Now I'm going to point and shoot and just, as you can see, the gaps in the deck are causing that issue of falling through. All right, so I'm just going to go over to here, and we're at the front door. So there are a few little glitchy things in Arkio, just the nature of the transition from SketchUp to Arkio, and there's a few things we've got to work out. And that comes across in some of the elements that we can see flashing a little bit as we go through the house. But it does quite a good job at giving you an idea of the design that's been put together. So we're in the kitchen living area now. Okay, so I can go for a little bit of a walk in here. I can check out this space. I can see some of my feedback might be straight away is with this, it's a bit crowded in order for me to get through from one space to the next. So let's have a look. Like I said, this model's been, it's half finished at this stage. And we'll go into one of the bedrooms. So with the doors, you might just have to point and shoot and go through them. All right, so we're into a bedroom here. We've even got paintings on the walls. We've got items inside here. We can even tell what books are being read. And you get a good feel for the space that's been designed. So I'm just going to go back through this door and slowly work my way down to the other end of the house. And we've got, and I think there's going to be a door here where this mat is. That's still to come. So this is another rear entry point to the house and a bit of a mudroom, I think. We've got shoes, we've got coat racks and so on. And we've got another bookshelf with a range of books. And I'm going to go into here. Okay, so we've got our bathroom. We've got a shower over here, toilet. Okay, so a bit of an interesting space here in the corner. Oh, as you can see, that sort of went back through. That's because I'm myself exiting the safe zone that's been created. So I'm just back in it now. All right, so we're in the shower here. All right, shower head's quite low. And I'm going to go back into the last remaining bedroom. Okay, and here we are. Okay, so that gives you a snapshot of how you get around inside a home. Now, what I'm going to do is just work my way back out, and maybe I'll go back out the front door. All right. Now, if I want to get back into another person's home to have a look at another design, what I'm going to do is there's a few clever things with Arkio. Depending on how you rotate your wrist, you get some different options. Now, if I rotate my wrist this way, I get a lot of options here, but really, these are options for designing and creating in the space. So we're not interested in that at the moment. What I am interested in is a couple of things here. I'm interested in the home. All right, so if I go home, okay, then I get transported back here and I can go to scenes again. And this is where I can pick another student's design. So back to scenes, and I might just go into, actually I might even go into my design. Let's have a look just for the sake of this. And I'll click on that, look at my green platform, point and shoot down near the house. Just so you can see, I'll move over there we go. And you can see I could, oops, I'm just myself out of the safe zone. So here we go. And we could go have a look at this house. And so on, similar to before. All right, so I guess the main things here that we want to get out of this is how to, go from one home, one house, back to using the wristwatch and the home button, back to our scenes, and then go into another scene, for example. We can close this menu here. Be aware that it is closed. We don't need to delete at all at any point. Okay, so we don't need that one. I could close, enter back into scenes, go to Matilda's here, for example. All right, there it is there. So I guess, hopefully from watching this video, you've got a good understanding of what we do need to use in Arkio and what we don't need to use in order to take a virtual tour of someone's home.